What's going on, folks? I'm AutoMattock. Been doing some research, so today we're gonna talk about Old Man Zeku's knockdowns, and we're gonna talk about how you can get that knockdown in the first place. Because it's not really good information if you know what a knockdown is, but you can't actually do it to your opponent, right? So the way that I've kind of organized this for myself is the advantage after a normal recovery and when you dash, or in some cases 2 dashes. So what I mean is after I do something like a sweep and I dash up, what's my advantage there? What is my frame advantage? So I got +1, 2, +3, and +4, and that's all we'll get into for now, just those values. So first we have the Light Kick Koku, the knockdown for this. And the way you would get to this is from confirming. I think you would do this from confirming off of light attacks, specifically the one of the hit confirms I showed in the last video. And that's a way you can use it as a 4-frame punish, and you can use it as a way to confirm off of his faster attacks in the old Zeku stance, genjutsu mode, whatever you want to call it. Old man mode. That's what I go with. So you're +1 after this knockdown, which is not very good for a character who doesn't currently have a 3-frame normal. So when I dash up and do my 4-frame, even though I have frame advantage, only +1. My attack is 4 frames. Jury's attack is 3 frames. They're gonna hit at the same time at best. So I'll show you what I mean. There we go. We get a trade, and even if I didn't get a trade, it wouldn't be very good. Anyways, because I'm too far away to really get any throw okizeme. I have to force things that aren't really mathematically there. So I mean, against the back recovery, I would be +6 because there's a 5-frame difference between almost every character except for Zeku. Apparently, there's a 5-frame difference between normal and back recovery. But since you don't really have a strong Oki on their normal recovery, you don't really have a strong okizeme or a way to continue pressuring them after you knock them down. So the truth is, with this specific knockdown, I think you just let it go. You just have that, and you can use it as a punish, and you just accept the damage, and you accept that you don't really have pressure after that. But the rest of the knockdowns, as long as you're within range to like throw them or that kind of thing, you will have pressure against their normal recovery, and you'll have advantage against their back recovery. But it'll be determined what you can really do against both of those things. So at +2 we have Medium Kick Koku. Now the way that you would get this, I should mention that the Teki does not hit crouching opponents again. So if you're standing medium punch counter hits, you can then confirm into the Medium Kick Koku. Right? I don't think hard kick will work here. I think you need to use medium kick. And if they're crouching, I guess you can use the EX if you want to, but if you don't want to use the bar, this is where you would get Medium Kick Koku to knock down. And at this point, you will have +2, and then you can use your crouching jab. And now, since you're +2, you can also throw them. You can do a meaty throw against their 3-frame, because those are 5 frames, and their attack is 3 frames. But since I'm +2, I'm making up for that 2-frame difference. They're happening on the same frame. Throws have more priority over normals in this game, so you win in this situation. I should demonstrate, right? So there's the Medium Kick Koku. I dash up and throw. They jab at the same time. Street Fighter 5. So next you have the Hard Kick Bond. Now I don't think you'll be in range from here. Maybe you will be. Actually, if you do a combo, I think you will be in range for a throw. So the way you would get a Hard Kick Bond is through an anti-air. But if you anti-air, it might change the properties. It might change the time that they hit the ground, therefore changing the knockdown advantage. But if you do a combo, a link on the ground, such as this, you'll get the same advantage, but you won't be in throw range. But if I do the hard kick bottom close, then I'll be in throw range, I believe, and then I'll have that. I can demonstrate that I have that advantage here, that +2 advantage. So hard kick bond, I don't think it'll be the same if you anti-air with it, which I think it does have upper body invincibility. So yeah, EX Koku has a lot of advantage. In fact, you dash twice for this one, and then you'll be +2. Which also tells me that there's a lot more potential for this knockdown, and maybe you can find some kind of safe jump against one of the knockdowns, that kind of thing. But this knockdown, the way you would combo into it, if you're not sure if your opponent is going to block or hit what you're doing, you can use EX Koku, because it's +1 on block, which isn't that great, but it's better than just being safe. You're not -2, so you're not putting yourself in a mix-up. Special trade with the crouching jab. But again, this is +1 on block, so it's okay to do with an attack such as crouching hard punch, standing hard punch. It's okay to do that. It's not a bad idea. Or say you're whiff punishing something such as Balrog does a jab dash punch at it. Does jab dash punch. He's too far away and you whiff punish it with this and then you go into that. And then now you have the frame advantage of that knockdown. I think that's a good way to use it. So yep, +2 in that situation. The command grab from the, I don't know what it's called, the flip. The old flipperooski. I need to make my opponent stand. This also has frame advantage, +2. It's kind of challenging to get the right timing for the dash here, but you do have +2 advantage. Go to sleep. There we go. You have +2, which also means you can throw them. And since this is a command grab, they cannot back recover. I think. Actually, I haven't tested this. There we go. They can't back recover because it's a throw, and then you have some throw ccHP. Which, oh, I should talk about. I don't really have this listed. So side note, this right here, you would use standing hard punch to crush counter them. You can also use standing medium punch and standing medium kick. Activate your V trigger. So that's really the throw knockdown for the throw here. You can't really walk up and throw them in the corner. It doesn't really work that way. But I mean, you can if you can threaten them enough. But that's it for the +2 knockdowns and the throw now. So +3. At +3, we have the hard kick Koku, which is the quarter circle forward. This button, hard kick, quarter circle forward, hard kick. Now the way you would get this is maybe the same way I described earlier with the crouching hard punch, whiff punishing with crouching hard punch, that kind of thing. And I mean, you can also get it in a juggle state, but that's also going to change the knockdown properties. So I would mostly say crouching hard kick, crouching hard punch, and standing hard punch is where you're going to find this happen, but not that frequently. I think there's better options here. But if you're specifically going for a whiff punch that you know is going to hit your opponent, then crouching hard punch into the hard kick Koku, you will be at +3. Now, +3, it may seem like it's only one frame more than +2, but +3 is the difference between using, well, he doesn't have a 5 frame, but I have a 6 frame standing medium punch. So now I can use this in that situation against their normal recovery. I can begin using that standing medium punch, and I can generate counter hits, as I described earlier. And then, like, say they have a 3 frame crouching light punch or crouching, light kick, and then I hit them with this. Then I can link into, maybe I can give you a brief demonstration here. Let's just pretend their crouching light kick from Jury is 3 frames. Did I just do the first recording? Okay, 3. Good, good. Okay, so since I'm now +3 at this knockdown, I can use my standing medium punch, and then I can go into the medium kick. This is still new for me. It's new for me to do so. Hold on, I need another try. Hold on, wait a second. What was I doing? Hard kick, Koku. Hard kick, Koku. Medium punch, medium kick, Koku. There we go. But I can't use medium kick. I can't use medium kick here, right? Well, actually I can because this is a 3 frame. This is a 4 frame move. But against that 3 frame, I can't use my standing medium kick because it's 1 frame too slow. It's only 1 frame slower, but because of that, it's not enough. They need to hit on the same frame in this very specific situation. So hard kick Koku, +3. And +3 also implies that I can throw. At +2 and +3, I have a meaty throw. So bada bing, bada boom. And so yeah, so I only have standing medium punch, and I can still use my light attacks here. I think standing light kick, I don't know about standing light kick. I think it depends on how many active frames are on these light attacks, but you can also have those as well. They might be too fast. Well, crouching jab's good. So you have later active frames that are going to cover that situation, so that's good. The point is, though, that you can use your standing medium punch. Now you can use that. So the other +3 knockdown that I found that could prove to be useful is also tied into that throw knockdown that I described. It's with this crouching, or excuse me, standing hard punch. When that crush counters, you can then use your medium kick Teki to juggle them, and then the hard kick. I wrote Toku. Toku's not a real thing. Maybe I'm hungry for some tofu. Then you can use the hard kick Koku. Okay, so if I crush counter my opponent after a throw like I described earlier. Oh geez, easy inputs. They just wanna be a part of the conversation. It's okay. I should be +3 at this point. So the way to test this, if my standing medium punch works and my standing medium kick does not work, then I have to be +3 because there's a 1 frame difference between those normals. Okay. So let's see, standing medium punch, good to go, and I can visually see that is happening on the same frame, right? Let's hopefully I know what I'm talking about here. And then standing medium kick, no good. We'll try it again just to be sure. Koku. Okay, I'm pretty convinced. So that's it for now as far as the +3 knockdowns. We're going to talk about the +4 knockdowns, which are the light kick Teki into Koku, which is very important, and the sweep. Sweep is the most obvious example. This is +4, not if you're crush counters, but +4 against the normal recovery. Now, my standing medium kick will work against this. I don't want no crush counter. Normal recovery. There we go. It happens on the same frame. +4. So really, that's what I want to do here. Standing medium kick, again, at least if I anticipate my opponent is going to normal recovery, I would do standing medium kick and then standing medium punch. Now, this kind of leads into the next knockdown that's also +4. An important thing to know about the standing medium kick is that it does force the opponent to stand. Therefore, when I combo into my standing medium punch, I don't have to worry about the light kick Teki missing because it's going to force them to stand. So in this situation, I can confirm into this and then do the light kick Koku. Now remember earlier, Koku was only the light kick Koku was only +1, right? I cannot do my medium kick. I can't even do a standing medium punch. It's only +1. I can't even do a crouching jab against a 3-frame character. But when I juggle it, since my opponent is in the air, they have to travel in the air and then they get knocked down. So that travel time is making up for the 3-frame difference between the +4 and the +1. So it's as if they're in the air for 3 frames, and it's adding to my knockdown advantage. So I will be able to use standing medium kick here. I'm not sure if I demonstrated this already. We'll do the whole sequence. Sweep, forward stand, and then from here, standing medium kick. Good. That might even be +5. I should test further, but that's at least +4. If it were +5, I can use standing hard punch. Hold on, one live test. Hold on, I'm curious. I'm curious George over here. Can I crush counter with standing hard punch? No, okay. So that is +4. I'll try it one more time. One more time. One more time for my mind. Okay, so that has to be +4. If it were +5, my standing hard punch is 8 frames to start up, so it would have crush countered it. So, yeah. I will be making a comprehensive guide for this character. And I'll be making another knockdown video for the young Zeku. And I'll also be updating, because there's more knockdowns than just what I'm talking about now. But these are the more, like, you should know these. But for example, the Teki, if I don't do any follow-ups, that's a knockdown too. And there's a lot of time between this whole process here. So yeah, there's a lot more to investigate. But I feel like these are really important priority knockdowns that we should know as Zeku players and whatnot. So that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You can tell I'm reading this. Like and subscribe. I hope you learned something. How do you... I'll never do it. I'm AutoMattock.